Hey, welcome back to our channel. This is Jared at 3C's Recreation. Today we're going to install this Cyclops. This is the H4 7000 Lumen light bulb in this 2021 430 Race Edition. This is my dad's bike. And I thought because it's getting dark at like 4:30 now, it'd be cool to show you guys a headlight video. So we'll install the bulb in this bike and then we'll compare it against a stock. This is a brand new 500. This is a 2023. It already has the new LED headlight on it. And then we'll also compare it against just the stock halogen bulb. So happens to be a 2019, but it's the same bulb as what's in the 2021. So let's get started. Let's install this. All right, so this is a super simple install. All we're gonna do is remove the headlight mask. We'll set it here so it's easier to do the job. To remove the headlight mask, there's the two bands, and then there's one Phillips screw that's holding our brake cable on this holder here. So what we're gonna do is take our Phillips and we'll pull this out of the back side here. And that's letting the cable holder come out on the front. We'll pull it off as well as the screw. And then from there, if you want to show like right here, we got these two bands, one on each side. We're just going to pull the band on this side and on my side. And then if you come over here, we can kind of show when we tip this forward, there's going to be two connectors. There's your running light, which is the small single prong one. And this is our standard headlight bulb. So we're gonna unplug this for now and bring it with us. So we'll bring it over to the counter. So what I like to do is I don't wanna scratch the front of the headlight housing. I put some foam down, would have set the headlight there. And then let's show you guys what comes in this kit. So let's open her up. And this is the 4-stroke one. Keep this in mind that if you have a 2-stroke, it is different. So a couple notes for you guys at home. A 2-stroke is gonna require a rectifier, which does not come in our kit because this is for a 4-stroke. 2-strokes are an AC system. We need to convert it to DC like the 4-stroke. So that's why the 2-stroke ones are a little bit more money. They're $100 for the 2-stroke and they're $85 for the 4-stroke. But if you call me at 3C's, you're gonna get discounts. So keep that in mind. Oh, last side note is if it's for a oil-injected 2-stroke, you can't use it because it'll pulse. It has something to do with the system. So we've got the directions that come with it. And then here is our headlight bulb itself. And this is super easy, it's just plug and play. Again, this is the 4-stroke version. So let's come over here to the headlight. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this rubber housing and we're gonna pick up on it. And now we can see inside of here, and all we're gonna do is just unplug this. We're gonna keep this, we need it. And we'll just leave the running light in the bottom. And now we're gonna remove our stock bulb. And all we do, it's kind of like a spring-loaded, it's like a mousetrap almost. You just kind of unclip it, flip it up, and pull the bulb out. Keep in mind, you cannot touch this bulb. You want to keep it as a backup spare. Your grease from your fingers cannot go on that bulb. So be super careful with this. So we're now going to take our new bulb, and keep in mind that in the directions it'll show you that there's a little bit of a lip in here, and this needs to go up inside the headlight mask. It needs to sit up. So what we're going to do is just make sure that this sits down in there nicely. And it's kind of got the cutouts on the back of this housing right here. You can't really mess it up too much. So as we set this down in here, we got to kind of bend this around the outside because now it's got this fan on the back side of this bulb. And just kind of work it around. So now we are locked and loaded. So because it's a little bit fatter on top, you kind of have to work your spring around the other side to get caught underneath the lip there. So now that's installed. Normally, if this was gonna stay on the bike, like if we weren't just doing this for a demonstration, I would cut the back of this little boot out and I would slide the boot over this and I would stick it over just like it came stock on the other bulb. But I'm not gonna do that because it's nice and molded around these 3 wires and I don't wanna lose that for now. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take our 3-prong and plug it right into the back side. So with these bikes is you have a pretty nice little amount of room right underneath the main bulk of the wires, and that's typically where the headlight rests, is right under there. But when we're installing it, sometimes we have to like pull this up a little bit to get to sneak in there like we want to. So, and now we have a couple more wires to hide behind here. So we're gonna plug everything back in. So we'll just do our normal 3-prong, and then our running light, we'll get that plugged back in as well. And again, this is demonstration purposes, otherwise I would zip tie this all up nice and pretty. We're just gonna slide this in, and if you can see from that angle there, I'm just avoiding all my other connectors so we don't hurt them. And we got to get our little rubber straps kind of rubbed down and through. If I can find it here. I'm going to pull through on that side. I'm going to turn the bars a little bit. And I'll find it over here as well. And I'm kind of fighting this boot because I just kind of have this boot up in space like I mentioned earlier. Bring this down around, throw it on. And then the last thing we gotta do is get our cable re-held on the top here. All right, let's give her a quick start, make sure she works. Sweet, now I'll wait for it to get dark outside. Well, it's officially dark here in Western New York, and this is the bike we just put that new bulb in. And this is the race edition. It's a crazy amount of light. This thing is awesome. So you can see how much light is there with this one. It might be hard to hear me talking, but then we're gonna go to, this is the standard bulb. This is what we had before. We don't need to start the RS models because the light will show. So high beam isn't horrible, but low beam is useless. There's really nothing there, and I think my phone is making it look better than it really is. And then let's turn the key off on this one. And then this is the new RS model. This is the new 2023 with the LED headlight in it. It's a nice wide light. And then if we go high beam, it really gets narrow though. There's a really narrow patch of light on high beam. So if we could like combine both, like right there, I'm not sure how good it is for the bike, but it'd be pretty cool. So I'm gonna throw a helmet on, I'll throw the GoPro on, and we'll ride all three real quick. Wraps up our test. This is that standard 2023 LED light. It was really good. I just wish it was a little bit wider. This is the one that we just installed that I am super impressed with. It had a really good width, and it also had a really good depth. And then lastly, we have the standard halogen bulb that is just falling behind, and that's why the LEDs are becoming so popular. So if you guys have a bike where we can retrofit one of these into it for $89, it's a huge upgrade, and one that I'm definitely going to recommend to customers moving forward. So thanks for following along. This was Jared at 3C's Recreation. Enjoy your day.